Yes, people, big up yourselves. Big up yourselves. Welcome. Welcome to EPL Roundup Show. Again, guys, I think I did explain in my last video. This is something I'm going to try and get to every week now. Get back active on my channel. And yeah, get this to be a regular segment. Maybe get a few guests on every now and again. Who knows? But we've got to start somewhere, right? Get the people used to it. Yes, brother Sammy in the building, Vex Blazer, big up yourselves. Big up everyone who's just joining in. Make sure you smash that like button on the way in for me, please, people. Subscribe if you're new and all that good stuff. So I'm probably going to make the show somewhere around maybe 20 minutes to half an hour, depending, every week. And I'm just going to break down what happened in the week, give my opinions on some things. I guess naturally, maybe I'll gravitate towards the top teams a little bit more. So apologies if you support one of the smaller teams, but I guess we kind of know that's where all the action is at the top of the league, right? Although the relegation battle towards the end of the season, maybe that will heat up. Who knows? But yeah, let's get into it then. So here are the results from the weekend. Hopefully you guys can see that. Let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger. I know my mouse isn't working. Apologies, guys. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it bigger. Hopefully you can see that though on your screen. Liverpool, Nottingham Forest. Do you know what's crazy? Yeah, I looked back at some of the highlights, and I tell you what, for that first half an hour, Liverpool were actually pretty good. You could probably say good goalkeeping, maybe slightly better finishing, and Liverpool could have been 1 or 2 goals up in that first half an hour. Having watched it back, I don't think we were bad in that first half an hour. What the problem seems to be is that if we do concede a goal, we absolutely capitulate. I don't think it's a coincidence that every game, pretty much, that we've lost, we've let in the first goal. I'm trying to think. I think there was only one game where we've conceded first and then we've gone on and won. I'm trying to remember which game it was. I could even be wrong. But every time we let in the first goal, that's when everything goes wrong. It's like heads drop, confidence goes, and then we just capitulate. And the crazy thing is, yeah, when you actually think about last season, we were good from set pieces. If I'm not mistaken, we were actually the best team defensively from set pieces. I think what it was is Arsenal let in the least amount of goals, but Liverpool had the most clean sheets. I think that's what it was last season. We had a very good defensive record. Contrary to all of these views that are going around at the moment that like Liverpool have been crap for the whole of 2025, which I disagree with. But in the league especially, we had the best defense. It was either we had the most clean sheets or we let in the least goals, and then Arsenal had the other one of the two. But we had a very good defensive record. And if I'm not mistaken, we were definitely the best at defending set pieces. I think we had the best set piece record defensively. Arsenal had the best set piece record offensively, if I'm not mistaken. And this season, the majority of the goals that we're letting in, a lot of them are from set pieces, whether it be a corner, a free kick, losing the second ball after a corner or free kick, whatever it may be. And I'm really confused how that's gone so left so quickly. Could that have been maybe Heitinger's coaching? I don't know. But that's the part that really confuses me when it comes to Liverpool defensively. And I look at that first goal, for example. They win a flick on that they shouldn't have won against Van Dijk. And again, the zonal mark, I don't like zonal marking, but a lot of people do zonal marking. I don't like zonal marking, but anyway. And then Murillo has the time to have a touch, another touch, set himself and have a shot. And nobody closes him down or no one's close enough to put a foot in. Murillo's one of the better headers of the ball in the Nottingham Forest team. Why has he not got more attention on him? Why are the players so lackluster at the second ball or reacting? And again, I know Slot has a lot to answer for. He does, but these players are pissing me off, these Liverpool players. And I think everybody jumping on the on the slot out bandwagon really are letting these players off. They're really letting these players off. I don't care whether a system is amazing or basic or whatever. There are still certain principles in football that need to be applied. Yeah, when it comes to playing, and effort and using your noggins, using your intelligence, and all that kind of stuff is part of it. Like what have we become so reliant on the system that now there's no individual thinking or any individual um instinctiveness or intellect or anything going on from an individual point of view? It's all just, I just regimented, I'm like a robot, I just follow what I'm told to do. Is that what we're saying? Because if that's what we're saying, then I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. We've got a bunch of crap footballers, I guess, then, if they can't use their own intuition. And the way our heads drop when we let in that first goal, man. And you just look at all of the goals we're letting in, and they're just goals that shouldn't be getting let in. They're just not, like, loads of individual mistakes and just, I don't know, man. It just confuses me how what is going on with some of these players, man. But another dreadful result, and it ain't looking good. Whether I want to give Slot more time than others or not, whether I think he's the right man for the job or not, at this point now, it doesn't really matter because the board aren't going to get rid of him, right? So at this point, it's kind of irrelevant what we think or what we want in terms of the manager. He has to find a solution. He just has to find a solution, man. He really does. And if he doesn't find a solution, it's not just about his job. Because if I'm being completely honest with you, I don't want this to become the Arnie Slot show. It's about Liverpool, right? That's what everybody says. So every week, we can't just keep crashing out the manager. With all due respect to Arsenal, let's not turn into Arsenal fans where, like, every week we're just arguing about the manager, in, out, in, out. Like, they've been doing that with Arteta for about 7 years. Is he good enough? Is he not? Arteta in, Arteta out. I don't want Liverpool to become like that. Let's just try and concentrate on what's going on and figure out how we can fix it rather than just keep on saying it's the manager, it's the manager, it's the manager, get him out, slot in, slot out. I don't want to get involved in all that toxicness, man. We're Liverpool Football Club. We're supposed to be bigger and above all that crap. And we're showing that we're not in the large portion of the fan base, man. We just gotta stop all that and just try and figure out solutions and be as patient as we can in the time being. But Slotter's really got to figure something out, though, and these players have got to get their act together because this isn't acceptable anymore. You know what I mean? Big up Farah. Says Drift, please give me hope. Cal is merciless. Yeah, Cal is just he's just not having a bar of it, man. He really isn't. Big up yourself, Cop Chronicles. Audrey, big up, says welcome back, Drift, the voice of rhyme and reason. I appreciate that, my G. Big up your damn self. Also, big up Roach as well. Says, good to see you back. Hope you're feeling better. I appreciate that, my bro. Big up yourself. Randy also says, happy to have you back. I appreciate this, guys, man. I'm not fully back in terms of health. I am still on, like, painkillers and whatnot. But, like, I took enough time off and I want to get back to work. You know what I mean? So if I got to pop some painkillers to be able to work, then so be it. I probably won't be as active for the next week or two while I'm still getting better, but eventually I'll be back up to speed. So I appreciate that, man. All the love. Chronicles also says, Drift, we have to get back to the foundations this club was built on. Hard work, winning our battles all over the pitch and mentality. Couldn't have said it better, my G. I could not have said it better, because if you look at the way we've been performing, forget about tactics and forget about formations and all that kind of stuff. Chronicles hits the nail on the head. Get back to the foundations. I don't think these players work hard enough. I don't think they battle hard enough. I don't think they put enough effort in. I think they pussy out of 50-50s. I think they look scared. I think they look weak. I think they're feeling sorry for themselves. The mentality is all wrong. And it doesn't matter how good your tactics are or how well you have your formation set up and all of that. If the players are lacking desire, ambition, work, all of that, it don't matter. It doesn't matter what Slot does. And I'm seeing everybody feeling sorry themselves and heads go down. Where's the mentality gone? What is wrong with this club at the moment? And again, people are, it's on the manager, it's on the manager. I'm sorry, man, that is a cop-out to blame the manager. Pardon the pun. These are grown-ass men. Most of them are veterans. Even for the younger players, McAllister's only 25, 26. He's a vet. He's been around for years. He's won a World Cup. He's won a Premier League. Like, he's a vet. It doesn't matter if he's only 25 or 26 years old. McAllister is a veteran in this football game. He's won everything apart from the Champions League. He's had a career already that people will dream of. And he ain't been no bit part player. That Argentina squad and that Liverpool squad that won those big trophies, he was a major key in the cog. Like, Isak, he's 26, bro. He ain't no kid no more. He's been around. He's been at loads of clubs. He's learned. He's grown. He's £100+ million player. It shouldn't need the perfect system for him to be able to look like a half-decent footballer. What are we doing here? This might be the first time ever when I've watched people make excuses for players and just pile on the manager. Where is the accountability? And I ask you, why for the most part is Gravenberch? Why for the most part has Virgil? Why for the most part has Soboslai? Why for the most part has Robbo played well this season? But then the others aren't. If it's just all about the system being crap. I don't know, man. Again, I don't know, man. These men just need to fucking fix up, man. Like, seriously. Like, it is actually a joke. They really, really need to fix up. Big up Kayan says, I hope you're good, Jeff. I'm good, my brother. Big up. Did you see Nunes score again? Nah, I haven't even been keeping an eye on it, you know, but I know he's doing well over there, though. Big up yourself, India Scouser. But yeah, diabolical. I mean, I'm just going to show you a screenshot as well here, yeah? Just to give you a little inkling as to what I mean when I'm talking about this situation, because obviously I can't actually show it. But look at this, guys, from this screenshot. The flick on was from here, yeah, by this player here. I can't remember who it was. Was it Gibbs White? Wins the flick on here against Virgil, which he shouldn't do, right? And then the ball ricochets back here. This is Morello having a shot. So I paused it at the point where Morello's having a shot. You can see there's the ball in the slow motion action. As Morello has the shot. Guys, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Liverpool players behind the ball. Yeah. 6 Forest players. So we've outnumbered Forest in the box for a start. Yeah. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players, all within the proximity, or should be in the proximity of Murillo. No one's moved. No one's gone to him. No one's done anything. How is he afforded that much time in our box, guys, from 7 or 8 yards out? What is he about? That's a 6-yard box. Then he's probably about 8 or 9 yards out, right? Penalty spot is 12 yards out. So he's about 8 or 9 yards out here. How from 8 or 9 yards out is he afforded enough time to be able to take a touch, turn, and get his shot off without being closed down? And he's a centre-back, by the way. He ain't Zidane, who's swift of feet and an absolute world-class baller. He's Murillo, who might be a good defender, but he's not a good footballer. And he had the time to take the ball down, turn, and shoot. And nobody could get a block in. That is the closest anybody is to him. Fucking, how is that on the manager? These individuals need to buck up their ideas and get their head out their ass and fucking start playing football and concentrate. Like, anyway, let me move on. Arsenal, Tottenham, absolute demolition. Tottenham should be ashamed of themselves. I think if you perform that poorly as a top-level football club, you should lose the next 3 points and you should be banned from playing football for a week. Tottenham were fucking diabolical. I've never seen a worse performance in my life in the North London derby. They should be ashamed of themselves. And I'm not trying to take credit away from Arsenal. You can only beat in front of you. And Arsenal, fair play to Arsenal, 4-1. If you score 4 goals in a game and you win the game, you have to have played well, right? You have to. So I will give some credit to Arsenal on that. Eze gets a hat-trick, first hat-trick in 50 years, if I'm not mistaken, in the North London derby. Again, big up to him. But I watched the game. I was live. Big up my brother Sammy, who's in the chat, who watched that game with me. We watched it live. And Tottenham gave him the freedom of the Emirates. With all due respect, you didn't even need to be a great footballer to score a hat-trick the way they were defending. If you go back and look at all of Eze's goals, obviously, apart from the shot being good, he was afforded all the time and space he wanted on the edge of the box for every goal he scored. Players just diving in all over the place, no structure. And it was supposed to be set up defensively in a 3-5-2 or a 3-5-1-1. But yet they were still all over the place defensively. Make that make sense? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And again, we're talking about semantics, and maybe people are going to say, oh, you don't need to talk about that. It was a convincing win. It's very similar to the 3-1 defeat or the 3-0 defeat against Man City for Liverpool, where it's very easy to talk about things when you know, you've seen the overall result, but goals change games. And that Eze goal is an example. He wasn't like that goal shouldn't have counted. There were 2 or 3 Arsenal players all blocking the view. Even the pundits at halftime were saying they have no idea why VAR didn't get involved. Remember, this is the same ref that was in VAR that said Liverpool's goal was offside for Robbo when we scored past Man City. But he watches that goal, no one says anything, just allowed. Eze's first goal, which was the second goal for Arsenal, which absolutely killed the game, was offside. There were 2 or 3 Arsenal players clearly standing in offside positions right in the centre, right in the view of the goalkeeper. And if you actually look back, Vicario actually gets a hand to it. And part of his late reaction could have been not quite being able to see the ball properly because of Arsenal players standing in the way. Where's the consistency? On a real, where's the consistency? This isn't hating on Arsenal or anything. This is just wanting things to be fair and be right. Arsenal should have not been given that goal. And if that game stays at 1-0, who knows? Football's a weird game. Football is just a weird game. You just have absolutely no idea. The officiating in this league is either corrupt or fucking diabolical. And there's no, you know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? What are we actually doing? But Tottenham, bow your heads in shame. And Arsenal, congratulations on the Premier League. I know you can't say anything's won in November, but we're almost in December, and there's nobody who's going to catch them. There's no one who's going to catch Arsenal. And again, this is going to sound like salty behavior. It isn't salty at all. This is just a fact. And it also, ironically, is what Arsenal fans said. So if you want to try and get upset about this, then you're either a hypocrite or you have no self-awareness. This is going to be the easiest Premier League ever to win. Every team this season is like not just being a little bit poor, is actually being crap. Like, honestly, if you go and you look at the performances from most of the teams outside of Arsenal, and again, apart from yesterday's performance, I don't even think Arsenal play well. They've just been winning. The level of the Premier League is really crap. We love the Premier League. We love football, and we're always going to watch it. We're always going to support it. But if you really take your bias out of whatever it is a really, really crap low level of football we're watching right now, where throw-ins and corners and free kicks are pretty much predominantly the way teams are winning games and scoring goals. And just even in Europe, I look around Europe and I'm like, Europe's never been easier to win. Shout out Sammy again, my brother. I know he's a Champions League connoisseur, so he'll know what I'm talking about. The level of football in the Champions League and pretty much just the world in general right now is the lowest it's ever been, man. It really is. Like, I can't remember teams being as poor as this, like on a consistent basis, just overall level of everything. Bayern Munich, yeah, they're all right. PSG, obviously, last season they were brilliant, but like this season, they're all right. Real Madrid, they're all right. Like, the standards is really poor. Winning Europe and winning the league this year is probably going to be the easiest it's ever been, which is why I'm even more vexed and embarrassed that Liverpool aren't putting up a fight. It's crazy, but it is what it is. Congratulations on the North London derby, and congratulations on a Premier League Arsenal. Big up your damn selves. Yeah, Sammy, great point. These top teams are babies away from home. It's true. Like, you see, never before has like winning at home been easier for a lot of the time. You know what I mean? It's quite embarrassing that Liverpool have lost 2 games at home. Our home form is normally incredible, which is even more fucking embarrassing. But generally speaking, yeah, man, away teams go away and they just perform terribly. Congratulations to Chelsea on the 2-0 victory against Burnley. Was to be expected and should have been. But You know, Burnley did make a good fist of it at first. They tried, but in the end, there was nothing they could do. Neto with a very good goal, and Chelsea ran out 2-0 winners. Again, Chelsea are 6 points behind Arsenal. Are Chelsea in the title race? For me, no, they're not good enough. But I tell you what, if a miracle happens and they win against Arsenal next week at home, then there's only a 3-point gap. And then we have to have a conversation. So when it comes to Chelsea, I'm only going to put Chelsea in this title race if they win next week against Arsenal. If it's a draw or a loss next week, then it goes back to what we all know, which is Chelsea aren't good enough to win the league. And I still don't believe they're good enough to win the league. But if they get a result and they beat Arsenal next week and they've reduced the deficit to 3 points, then they're absolutely in the title race at that point until they're not anymore. So it'll be very interesting. We will see what happens on that one. And again, Sammy's right. Chelsea need to rise at the weekend. There's no excuse. They are at home. They pretty much do have I think Palmer's still missing, which is a big blow for them, to be fair. But yeah, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Let me move on to the next result. Man City, Newcastle. Man City, man. We made Man City look better than they are. We did. I said it at the time. We made Man City look better than they are. Again, are they capable? Yes. Will they? No. They won't win the league. They're too inconsistent and their defending isn't good enough. And everybody who goes to St. James's Park will tell you what a difficult ground that is to go. So there's no shame in losing to Newcastle at St. James's Park. There isn't. But when you go and watch the match and you look at the balance of play, Newcastle will roll over them. And it was like a really, like even City's goal was like a bit jammy. And you look at it and you go, yeah, Man City just don't look right. And credit to Newcastle, man. Harvey Barnes, both his goals are brilliant as well. Another player who does get slept on. Harvey Barnes, he's a very good player. And you just look at that result and you just think that's probably the nail in the coffin in terms of like anybody keeping up with Arsenal. Because what you got to remember is, and here's the thing, Arsenal will only bottle the lead because they don't have the bottle, if that makes sense. If you put pressure on them, then that is how they bottle it. But City dropping them points just meant that Arsenal knew that they could even draw or lose to Tottenham and they still had the lead. If Man City had won that game and gone to only 2 points behind or 1 point behind, because I think they were 4 points behind going into the game, right? If I'm not mistaken, I think now they're 7 points behind now because of the loss and Arsenal winning. No, so they would have been 1 point behind Arsenal if they'd won because they played first. That is a level of pressure on Arsenal that might have made Arsenal shit the bed. Maybe Tottenham could have got a draw out the game or something because I meant, but once Man City lost, Arsenal ain't got nothing to worry about. They can go into the game with ease. Man City, man, they dropped the ball, majorly dropped the ball. But fair play to Newcastle, man. Newcastle did a very good job and they did a number on them. To just round it up, I think the Aston Villa Leeds game was a good game to watch from what I saw. Brilliant goals from Rodgers. His first goal, the flick was wicked. I think that's a little bit slept on. That little flick after the cross just to chip it over the goalkeeper's leg as he was coming out was brilliant. And a free kick, beautiful little free kick. And big up to Villa, man. They came from 1 goal behind. Leeds, I think we got Leeds soon. That's when they're going to turn into prime Barcelona and probably take points of us. But Leeds look all over the place. And I think Leeds are doomed to go down. I do. But we will see. Shock result. Fulham beating Sunderland 1-0. Bit of hesitancy at the back from the goalkeeper and the defense from Sunderland. Jimenez, very good goal player, veteran in the game now, sneaks in, scores, gets the 1-0 win in the last minutes of the game. And big up Fulham, man. They've been on a poor run. Manager and the players have been under a bit of pressure. And that is a good result for them against a very informed Sunderland. So big up to them. Wolves, they're down. Absolutely down. There's just no two ways about it. Big up Crystal Palace with their 2-0 win. Not really much to talk about there, but Wolves are done. They're down. They really are. I just don't see a way back for Wolves. I really don't. Very spirited comeback from Bournemouth at home to West Ham. West Ham went 2-0 up from a Wilson brace. Big up Wilson. Seems to be getting himself back into form. He's always been a good player and a good finisher, man. It's just injuries. So West Ham, if they can keep him fit, he could be a very good weapon for them. He scores a brace, but Bournemouth come back well and get a 2-2. And could that be helpful for Liverpool to see that there are some vulnerabilities, even though West Ham have been picking up form recently? Because, you know, we got them next. We're away. Bloody hell. Don't even want to think about losing to West Ham, which is probably going to happen, but, you know, we will see. And Brighton, very spirited comeback against Brentford. Brentford, again, another good team this season, been playing really well. Good finish from Danny Welbeck for the equaliser. He's been very underrated across his whole career, to be fair. I think it's maybe because he's one of them players that isn't quite good enough to play for you Man Uniteds and your Arsenals, but like he's still a very good level Premier League player. And at Brighton, he's absolutely been brilliant for them. Good goal, and then obviously they get the winner in the last few minutes of the game as well. And big up to Brighton, man. I thought that game would be a draw, but I knew it was definitely going to be a tough game and a very well thought out game. So big up to them, man. And then obviously we've got the Man United Everton game that's tonight, so I can't touch on that game. But we'll see. They are the two biggest enemies of Liverpool playing each other, so you don't pick a winner, but we will see. We will see. I think Man United will probably get the job done 2-0, but we will see. But yeah, people, it's been an absolute pleasure. I hope you've enjoyed. Big up your damn selves as always. And I said I'll be bringing you this recap every week from now on, or doing the best I can. And did Palmer train today? Okay. Big up for letting me know that, bro. We will be back. I will be back. Let me know as well, guys, in the comments afterwards, not only what you think of the games, the results, how the weekend went, but also this is my channel where I can do what I want, obviously. I'm a man of the people. So let me know, guys, if there's anything you want me to talk about, if there's any shows you want me to do. I've got some good ideas of what I'm going to bring for you guys and what I'm going to be doing. So I'll start implementing it slowly. But yeah, let me know, guys. Let me know if there's anything you want me to do, anything you want me to talk about. And yeah, we will see. We will see. Yeah, Chelsea Barca, that's a big game midweek. Big up yourself, John. See John's in the building. Big up yourself. Audrey says, we will turn this around. We will turn this performance around. Slot had to know strategically which players to play in order to win the Premier League. Give him time. The haters' 3 minutes of fame will be short-lived. I hope you're right, my brother. I really do. I still believe in the manager, Just. I'm running out of patience, but I still believe in him, Just. And we will see. You know what I mean? And again, this is what I'm saying, Aubrey. It's very easy in hindsight to go, Liverpool lost 3-0, you should be moaning, whatever. But that goal is allowed, which it should have been. And that game is 1-1 after the Virgil header. And everything's different. Our mentality is different. Their mentality is different. Obviously, the scoreline is different. Now we're not losing the game anymore. Like, don't give me this, who cares? You lost 3-0. Yesterday at 1-0, when that goal goes in to make it 2-0, that kills the game. And that's Tottenham done. If that goal doesn't count like it shouldn't have, you have absolutely no idea what the outcome of the game could have been, because maybe Tottenham could have been spirited. They'd have only been 1-0 down at halftime. Maybe they could have made different changes. Who knows? But once you're 2-0 down and you're playing ball, the game's over. So, you know what I mean? We will see. We will see. People, it's been an absolute pleasure. Love you as always. Smash that like button for me. Subscribe if you're new. And we will catch you on the flip. Remember, we will be back later on tonight with a Monday night show as well, somewhere around 9:30. So keep your notifications on for that one. And we will be there. People, love as always, man. Big up your damn selves. And I'm out. Peace.